An influx of COVID, flu, and RSV cases in children is overwhelming staff at UNM Hospital. Hospital administrators report that its children's unit is at 119% capacity. Officials are warning parents that they could be waiting longer for care. Health officials are advising you to wash your hands and stay up to date on vaccinations.
The state's Aging and Long-Term Services Department is asking for a massive budget hike as it deals with the growing senior population. According to the Legislative Finance Committee, the department is sitting on millions of dollars for capital outlay projects. Those have been delayed due to supply chain issues. Erica.
Here's a look at our school day forecast. 28 this morning. It is a very cold start. Make sure you're wearing the warm coats, the hats, and the gloves. And by this afternoon, you'll still need those warmer layers. 48 for our high. A chilly day, but with sunshine.
Well, happening today, Albuquerque City Councilors will hear public comment on a proposal to create a special tip line dedicated to getting guns off the streets. City Councilor and Public Safety Committee Chair Luis Sanchez wants to create a hotline for people to call when they see someone shooting a gun or know someone who has a gun illegally. It would be a collaboration with APD, BCSO, the FBI, and the ATF.
A taxpayer-funded incentive program designed to expand private sector jobs is creating fewer high-quality jobs than projected. According to a Budget and Accountability Office study, the study found that job training produced about half of the projected jobs. It's only a third for infrastructure grants.
The final phase of a project to restore the Rio Fernando de Taos in northern New Mexico is underway. The La Jara Wetland Restoration Project aims to restore the river by connecting it back to the floodplains in the area. The project is scheduled to be finished in June. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is lower today. We'll see frigid temperatures up north in the single digits this morning and chilly temps through the afternoon.
The 27th United Nations Climate Change Conference is heating up in its final week. Officials from roughly 200 countries, they are in a mad dash to establish policies curbing rising global temperatures.
Former President Donald Trump is set to announce another bid for the White House. This comes as his party is grappling with some losses by candidates he endorsed this midterms. Some fellow Republicans had cautioned the former president to wait until after Georgia's consequential Senate runoff in 3 weeks.
This morning, police in Virginia are still looking for a motive behind a university shooting that killed 3 football players and injured 2 others. Authorities say the alleged shooter, 22-year-old Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., a former Virginia football player, was arrested about 80 miles from the University of Virginia. Erica.
Check on traffic. This morning, the maps are looking clear so far. And here's a look at the Big I. We are starting to see those roads slowing down on I-40 eastbound towards the Big I. Give yourself some extra time.
Well, this is what Qatar hopes will be officially recognized as the world's largest football cleat. Days ahead of the start of the 2022 World Cup, measures in at around 7 feet tall and 17 feet long. Fans had gathered at the Qatar Cultural Village for its unveiling.
Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, this morning, the final phase of a project to restore the Rio Fernando de Taos in northern New Mexico is underway. The La Jara Wetland Restoration Project aims to restore the river by connecting it back to the floodplains in the area. Officials say that the project will improve the stream quality, reduce soil erosion, and even help reduce flooding. That project is scheduled to be finished in June.
At number 4, the state's Aging and Long-Term Services Department is asking for a massive budget hike as it deals with the growing senior population. They say COVID and low pay have chased away a lot of the workforce that typically takes care of senior citizens. And there isn't enough room in assisted living facilities for the growing population. According to the Legislative Finance Committee, the department is sitting on millions of dollars for capital outlay projects. Those have been delayed because of supply chain issues.
And at number 3, it's going to be a chilly day. We're going to see colder temperatures than yesterday with highs in the 30s, 40s, and a couple of low 50s.
And number 2, the city of Espanola says the Santa Clara apartment complex is not safe for residents, now forcing everyone living there, including the elderly and disabled, to leave by November 21st. The fire marshal inspected the property in January. In March, the city fined the owner $11,000 for the high number of false fire alarm calls in 2021. The city sent a letter giving that owner time to fix the issues with the fire alarm system, electrical problems, and squatters causing fires. In the end, the city says the property owner, John Bosley, did not bring the 48-room building to code. Since the apartments are government subsidized, the USDA is stepping in to help residents with housing vouchers.
And at number 1, an influx of COVID, flu, and RSV cases in children is overwhelming staff at the UNM Hospital. Hospital administrators report that its children's unit is at 119% capacity. In response to those issues, they have activated their Emergency Operations Center, which opens more space for the influx of patients. Officials are warning parents that they could be waiting longer for health care. Meanwhile, health officials are advising you to wash your hands and stay up to date on vaccinations.